My name is Benedict Owusu. You're still here on Pulse and we'll talk sports now. Today, we're talking boxing. Yesterday was UEFA Champions League, as well as the previous day. We spoke about how Paris Saint-Germain demolished, Barcelona. And also, Borussia Dortmund lost 1-0 to Benfica. And yesterday, matches that were played in the Champions League. Two matches, actually, were played in the Real Madrid. They played host to Napoli, which Madrid won by 3-1. And Arsenal were humiliated by Bayern Munich by 5-1 at the Allianz Arena. That's not what we are talking about today. Today we are talking about boxing, and we have in the studio two big, great gentlemen. One is a boxer, and the other is the manager of the boxer. It's like father and son in the studio. I'm talking about Issac Dogboe, who has been doing very well in his boxing career. As young as he is, he's gone ahead, won so many international accolades, as well as here on the local scene. He's been doing very well when it comes to his boxing, and his dad is also in the studio. That's Mr. Paul Dogboe. They join me here for our discussion today on the sports program, and we're definitely going to find out from the man who is about to go into a major bout in the United States of America, Las Vegas, and that's a very big one for him. He's going to box against Jessie Magdaleno in April 23 at Las Vegas, and we'll talk about that as well as what he's been doing since his last bout. We've heard about some partnership they've secured with the Chinese government. The dad will take us through that. So let me introduce my guest in the studio, Issac, very close to me. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Looking so nice. Happy New Year. First time meeting you this year. As well as Mr. Paul Dogboe. How are you, sir?
Yeah, not bad.
You're taking good care of your son.
Thanks.
So how's it going? I mean, since your last bout, you've not heard anything from you. How have you been?
We've been blessed. 2016 was a great year. 2017 now, it's even things are getting, bigger and better. So you can only give glory to God, and there are big things coming up ahead.
That's from the son's perspective. Daddy, what has your son been up to, and yourself as manager of the boy?
Well, like you heard from him, I mean, things are going to get bigger and better this year, because just the beginning of the year he's been called for a world title shot.
Which is very huge.
In Vegas, which is very huge. I thought we're going to have about, let's say, 2 more warm-up fights before we get into that great battle. But then it's come so soon. So
I mentioned in my intro that you signed a partnership with the Chinese government. Can you take us through?
We haven't signed it yet because we were going for a press conference this month. Then this title fight came in. So that's why we have to hold that and then go into that battle. But
you have any idea of what that partnership is? How it's going to help the boy?
It's like, China now, they're trying to promote sports. They're making sports
very
huge in China. So it's a place where, top athletes are going now. And then I think the WBO, Mike Otomoro, that's
MJA
Promotions. Promotions has signed a 10-year deal with them.
That's awesome.
And then they chose Issac out of Africa to also be part of the deal. So that's why this China deal is
that's
huge
huge for Issac. Obviously, I mean, you get something bigger, better out of it. Some few years ago, or some few months ago, that was somewhere last year, Issac was actually crowned as one of Africa's best boxers by the WBO. So it tells you the kind of person we have in the studio. He's an amazing guy. When you see him box, you will just love him, and I admire him so much. And today I have the opportunity to speak to him. But Issac, I mean, now you've got a world title this year, April 23. That must be huge for you.
Of course, that's the ultimate goal. That's what we've been trying, looking forward to for a very long time. Right now that it's here is great. At the same time, it gives you that oomph that you have to go in there. There's a dream. There's an ultimate goal. It's the same way when you're an amateur. The ultimate goal is at the Olympics level. But right now you're a pro. You want to be a world champion. So this shot coming comes at no surprise, because we knew what was coming. But we are in the phase where they are trying to play a little bit of Tom and Jerry game. But we know that regardless of whatever happens, we're still training hard, remain focused, and when getting ready and
Jessie Magdaleno. How well do you know him?
Jessie Magdaleno, I know him very well because I've shared a ring with him before,
Oh,
but
wow.
only sparred. You know, during the time of Mayweather and Pacquiao, you know, the fight we were in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So whilst we're there, we're visiting some of the gyms and we're sparring. So he was one of the guys that I sparred with, and he's a great guy. He's 24 fights, 24 wins, 17 KOs. At the time, I'd only had 4 fights, and I was able to, you know, it was a great sparring session. My dad would tell you because the whole place stops, you know. So it was great.
Las Vegas is the home of boxing in the United States of America. That's where you get all the big boys, you know, stage their bouts, Mayweather, Pacquiao, and all the big, you know, fighters. How big is it for your boy to go to Las Vegas for this?
Well, it's every boxer's dream to be in the Mecca of boxing. So I think I mean, it can't get better than this. Maybe China, you know, it will be, yeah. So, but then this is it right here. You know, Isaac is going to prove to the world that he comes from a warrior land. We're going to go out there and take Jessie Magdaleno's head off and bring the title home. And, you know, Ghana will start jubilating again.
What have you done, or what are you doing to ensure that all that you're saying becomes a reality?
Well, that's why when you see our steps now, right? We're going to all the spiritual leaders in Ghana. You know, we're going to
also, that's your strategy going into
we're going to all the warlords in Ghana. We went to Papa J, the ex-president Jerry John Rawlings. We went to the ex-president Jay Kufuor's house. Now we're going to Mohammed's, the ex-president Mohammed's house too as well. Now we went to the sports minister yesterday to take us to the president's office, and went to we've been around. You know, we went to the high priest of the ARS church. You know, we going around. You know, and then all these guys are saying the might of Ghana and all the spiritual. You know, every God will unleash everything, like everything. You know. In that ring on the 23rd. Yeah, so it's going to be great.
Isaac, April 23 is not far from here. I mean, what have you done, or what are you also doing to ensure that that day becomes very special for you and Ghanaians?
You know, Team Dogboe, we don't have to. All we do is just maintain and you know, maintain our fitness levels. You know, our strength. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, every boxer trains, you know, I keep saying this over and over again. But in the end, whilst you're in the ring, it's about who God favors, you know. So that's why every time we step in the ring, we have no doubt, you know, that we're going to bring the title home.
Your progression and transition in the sport has been amazing for some of us. What's been your secret?
The secret is only one thing, you know. We say Mawala. It simply means when you're in so, you know, my success has only come from, you know, discipline, you know, and a belief in God and faith, because I know that with God everything is possible. So God first, everything else after. Wow.
So on your screens now, some of Dogboe's fights are rolling currently, and you can see what I've been talking about. He's a very good boxer. So don't look at his you know, nature here or stature, but he is very, very good. That you must be very proud of your son. You must be very proud of your son.
I'll say, well,
yeah, he is.
Not really.
Oh, really? You're not proud of your son.
So I'm joking, man.
Yeah, because at this stage, looking at his progression and transition,
he's done great. He's the youngest.
Yeah.
You know, the youngest rated in the WBO. That is, I mean, no one has ever. You know, he went to the Olympics at the age of 17. Yeah, that's you know, no one. He's broken a lot of records, and he's set. I mean, he's put in a lot of, you know, working and
as young as he is, he won the WBO African Boxer of the Year.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico. So, I mean, every father will be proud of it. I mean, I just don't want his head to be all that big.
What does that word mean to you? That's very big.
Well, you know, like my dad was saying, we're putting in the work. You know, there are a lot of people that haven't got into where I am now, you know, at this very young age. You know, some people get there, you know, in their early 30s or even more. But, you know, like I keep saying, I'm blessed. You know, I have a great father who happens to be my coach also. And everything we do, I've got a strong family background. You know, I come from one of the royal families in Ghana. You know, like I keep saying, humbleness is key, and having the whole public, the whole Ghanaians behind you, praying for you every time you step in the ring. That is something that pushes you. You know, because just the other day I was speaking to one of the kings, one of the kings on the on the Ashanti land, was telling me that you have to maintain your humility, because at the end of the day, when you're doing something, the people on the land that will pray for you, but then there are some people that are out there that would they'll pray for their downfall. You know, because like I keep saying, the way that my grandfather Wovenu passed on knowledge to my grandfather. My grandfather also passed it to my father. My father also passed it to me. So it's the same way. It's like you know, it's a how do you call it? It's a journey. You know. So everything that we're doing in full faith. That once you have the belief in God, you have the humility, and you work hard for it, things are just gonna go just climbing high. You know, and that's exactly what's been happening in my, you know, in my career.
We are wrapping up, Mr. Dogboe. I mean, traveling from here to America obviously involves lots of money, his preparations as well. How support in that aspect been like?
We spoke to the sports minister, and then he's given us his full support. And then we went to the chieftaincy, and then the religious...
chieftaincy and religious affairs minister.
And he's also given us his full support. I mean, above all, he's taking us to the president of Ghana. So the whole nation is going to be behind us. So we are sorted.
Okay, so Isaac, before we go, briefly tell us about this title. Looks very nice. This belt here.
This is the WBO International Super Bantamweight World title. And that's what I took, the fight that you showed earlier on. Yeah, and last year, December 2016.
Okay.
And then with this belt, after I won it, they put me in the world ratings of number 5.
Wow.
However, when after a few months or a few weeks later on, they changed it to number 4.
Awesome.
So which you know, like my dad was saying earlier on, we're supposed to have a few more fights, 2 more fights, and then fight the number 1 contender to the world title. Okay. But we happened to get a phone call to come and fight for the world champion straight away, which is great, because I want another one of these, you know. I want another one. I want to have 2. You know?
That's great stuff. So I'll speak to you after the show and see if you and your dad will give me this one. So I'll keep going with the other one. But thanks so much, Dogboe, for joining us, as well as Mr. Paul. Thanks so much for joining us here on Pause. So that's how we end our, you know, special edition of the program here. We had Isaac Dogboe, who's a boxer, as well as his dad, Mr. Paul Dogboe. He is manager of the boxer. He's got a world title bout against Jessie Magdaleno coming up April 23. So when you say a prayer, make sure you say one for him. And for support from the sports ministry or wherever you are watching us, corporate Ghana, you can support the young man to make Ghana proud. It shouldn't just be about football. Boxing is also a very great sport in the country, and if it goes and wins, it will be very good for Ghana. For Ghana. So that's how we end Pulse Sports. My name is Benedict. So there is more sports on my Joy Online Sports page, as well as you can follow us on Twitter at Joy Sports GH, also on Facebook is at Joy Sports. Enjoy the rest of the program.